Hi, this is Lisa Orta, and we are in the Grand Lake Merritt neighborhood of Oakland at a local cafe, something similar to one that Adrian Tomine uses in his graphic novel Shortcomings. And this is an orientation to the resource guide that I've made to the graphic novel Shortcomings. This is part of a sabbatical project in which I was interested in literary geography. And Adrian Tomine's graphic novel was a perfect choice because the drawings that he made for this novel were meant to be literal interpretations of the locations that he features in each of the 3 chapters. So the resource guide has 5 tabs to it, and this is the orientation tab. And then there's a tab that shows graphics and photographs that are related to the graphics that Tomine uses in his novel. There's also a tab for an annotated bibliography. I've read 3 of his major works and provided an annotated bibliography, as well as an instructor's tab for teaching suggestions and ideas. I picked this particular novel for my project because Tomine has talked a bit about the process involved in a literal interpretation in a graphic novel. It was painstaking, he says, and he says he'll never do it again. But I quite enjoyed his literal interpretation of Berkeley and Oakland, especially from the perspective of a student. I was a student at UC Berkeley as well, so I related to a lot of the locations that he selected for his book. Also, like me, he is a California native. He was born in Sacramento and grew up in Fresno, and went to UC Berkeley as a student. So his interpretation of that experience rings very true in the novel. The other thing that's interesting about looking at a graphic novel is that when we read literature, we very often work with our imaginations to create setting and character. As descriptive as an author might be, we still need our mind's eye to tell us what the character might look like, what the location might look like. But in this graphic novel, because the drawings are so literal and because the locations that he uses are so real, we get more of Tomine's interpretation rather than our own. And I thought that was an interesting process for understanding the novel.